On today's episode of Before the Shift,
men have to be attracted via the eye, women have to be moved emotionally. Stick with me here. In the second link, give me your phone. Give me your phone. And if you can't give me your phone, well, we just friends. We just need to stop shying ourselves away from saying all men ain't shit. Men have the capability of not being shit. We just can't encompass all of them. That doesn't leave room for the ones that are shit to maneuver and get close to you. Let's start holding the energy of the men are where I want them to be. The men are loving on themselves the way I'm loving on me. That's the energy you want to bring in. Okay, ladies? That's the energy. Where putting your best foot forward and putting your authentic self forward are two different things. And I think a lot of men need to understand that. There are too many rom-coms, Disney love stories, and movies out there that show what loves look like. So I shouldn't have to tell you. They realize that I either wasn't good for them or they weren't good for me. If you feel the program is too hard or too strict for you to follow, rightfully so, you should leave. I hate this whole sob story, be sad, sub men on Instagram. You better get up and try again. Get up and try again. What is that saying? Miss one, next 15 bus coming. We're gonna try this again. Hello and welcome back to Before the Shift with Jalenise Colbert. This is episode 10, and today we are talking about why I've been single for 27 years. I don't know why I feel so proper right now. It's definitely the trench coat. My dad said that I have to start dressing up more for my podcast. So, this is me taking constructive criticism and listening to him. You guys know I don't listen to people, so I'm trying. We are trying new things for the year. I'll probably leave this on until I get uncomfortable. But we're just going to discuss dating in 2025 as a whole. But I think a lot of why I've been chosen, I am a chosen one, but why I have chosen to be single for 27 years will be explained throughout this video in multiple different ways. But for starters, I think making this video initially, as a very attractive young woman myself, I have spoken and have gotten so many different points of view from all other beautiful, young, attractive women who choose not to use dating apps, who are more within the field and who are very outgoing and social, but they can't seem to crack the code on this whole dating thing or fully understanding men. So I'm just accumulating thousands, and I'm talking, well, not necessarily thousands, let's say hundreds. I'm accumulating hundreds of young woman experiences in today's dating realm, and then mine, of course. Mine will be the primary throughout this video. But seeing that it's a trend along so many other women who are working out, who are working for themselves, who are enacting themselves with self-love, can't seem to find men that do the same. I don't know where that odd and even is coming into play. And it's like a lot of women have gotten to the point where they're just kind of over dating as a whole. I think someone who has recently stepped back into the dating scene, I'm kind of noticing why, but it's like I'm also noticing my aggression behind choosing my celibacy that I've had for 3 years and just not even wanting to date again. Like, I truthfully think I've seen enough. I think it really comes down to dating with intention. With all the men that I've spoken to and tried interacting with this year, when their intention was right initially, which is usually in the beginning when you're getting to know women, when you're trying to court a woman, you of course want to put your best foot forward, which I understand, but it comes to a point where putting your best foot forward and putting your authentic self forward are two different things. And I think a lot of men need to understand that. Usually when I say intention, for women, intentions in dating is usually to find love. It's to find someone to settle down with. I know a lot of women over the age of 25 can agree that they are looking for a partner to live a long life, to live life term with. Like, it's not a one and done. And then I think for men, they're more of looking for acceptance and opportunity. That's their intention. So women are looking for love. Men are looking for someone to accept them and give them some form of opportunity, whether that be sex, whether that be more money, whether that be a job opportunity, whether that be stealing the woman's energy just altogether and leeching off of her or living with her, or it could get negative, but we're going to keep it surface based for this video. And it's like when you mix those two, when you mix a woman mistaking lust for love and you invest to a woman that's wanting you for something else, such as your money, because things do go both ways, that just in general creates a toxic environment and a toxic relationship as a whole. We can dive into that separately, but that is the overall synopsis I've gotten from dating in 2025. So I also know that there's definitely two sides to the story, and no male is perfect, no female is perfect. But when you are dating with intention, as long as your intention is right, the relationship will proceed correctly. And then for me personally, my personal reason for just choosing to be single is I've lived vicariously through many a woman in my past. And I've just noticed overall, the overall theme was that they don't make relationships look fun. And I'm just gonna put it out there like that. My friends over the course of 10 years have made relationships look the opposite of what I expected them to be. So for me, it really wasn't anything I looked for initially when dating. And this is something I just started doing. But I think as I was younger, I favored friendship over anything else. I favored platonic friendship with my girlfriends. I favored friendship and relationships with my family. Like, dating was never the forefront of my life ever. Yeah, basically nothing of what was being presented to me was something that I wanted within a relationship that I wanted to build for myself. So from a very young age, I think I knew not to really look outward on what I wanted within a personal relationship or companionship of mine. I would say social media was really popping around 2017, 2018. That's when I really decided to just fix my algorithm, since my current reality wasn't showing me what love looked like and what it could be, since I did grow up in a single parent household. I was like, let me fix my algorithm to what does look like love, what I can relate to, or what I want to grow for myself, such as the Ellis family. I know a lot of you guys may know Deval and Kadeen Ellis. I love them. They are a primary example. Or we have the TikTok family, Jayla Henry and Tony Henry, where they met in college and have this beautiful family. He built her a house. Like, it's all these beautiful representations of love that I see on a day-to-day basis that remind me that that's what I want. So it helps that I can never shy away from how I'm being presented in my reality when I know what love looks like from a representation of what I want out of a companionship. Does that make sense? Long story short, basically what I used to always say to my girlfriends and like to all my friends that were like, oh, but he's not doing what I want him to do. Like, I say there are too many rom-coms, Disney love stories and movies out there that show what loves look like or what you're supposed to do. So I shouldn't have to tell you. And then on top of that, as someone who's worked with kids for 12 years, I feel that a lot of my tactics that work with kids, such as communication skills and knowing what's right and wrong, if I can tell a 6-year-old what's right and wrong and for them to never do it again, and I have a grown-ass man in my face consistently cheating on me, taking my money, not treating me right, valuing other women, if a 10-year-old can do it, I'm not arguing with a 25-year-old man. I'm just not. That's just not what I'm gonna do, you know? So for me, my lessons are very, very, very quick. And like, that's another additive as to why I've been single for 27 years, because my mother taught me that if they not loving you, you should leave them. Like, I'm a leaver. I am an avid get the fuck out, because why would I stay in something that is not fully feeding me to my fullest potential? Then that goes back to my algorithm. I know what love looks like. As always, although I may never have experienced it myself personally, I know what it doesn't look like. I know what I don't want to be treated like. I know how I don't want to be upkept with. I know how I don't want to feel when I'm around somebody. And then most importantly, my nervous system knows what to do when I'm around somebody I shouldn't be. Like, I literally get the shakes. I get nervous. My anxiety spikes. Like, your body will naturally tell you, or your brain will signal to your body and naturally tell you that somebody is not right for you. And I always feel that you should listen to that feeling. But overall, I really do think it's about creating that standard for yourself on what you want in a relationship, how you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years. What do you want your life to look like? Where do you see a companionship of yours looking like in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? And for me, I want my 40 acres and a mule. Not quite literally a mule, but I want at least 26 plus acres. I want my household. I want to be a stay-at-home mother that can homeschool her kids. I want to have a hardworking husband who can bring the money in enough for us, but I also want to be able to work and have my own side gigs and businesses, because I am an entrepreneurial woman. I know what I want. It's clean cut. And I feel like if you meet somebody else on your level or who is aligned with what you are doing, it just becomes so much easier and so natural. I was talking about this with Nyasha not too long ago, that If it feels right, it's always going to be right. And if it feels wrong, like you're pulling teeth, like you're constantly repeating yourselves, like I do with my 6-year-olds, then it's wrong. And then it's going to feel wrong and it's going to be wrong. If it feels right, it's right. If it feels wrong, it's wrong. But then that leads me back to authenticity, because I feel a lot of women go into these relationships being their authentic selves, and then they kind of get shut out because that's not really what the man expected. And it also falls into social media as well. I think social media has a very large aspect to do with it, but coming from someone who kind of just puts her natural self on all platforms, you're getting what you see. Like what you see on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, that is what you're getting. I am loud. I am a controversial girl. I say what I want. When men don't really mean what they say, it's like you can say and you can do and you can take the woman out on the dates, but if your intention is to just fuck her, or if your intention is to just date her and leave her, then like, for me personally, those are just toxic men. But that goes back to what I said in the beginning, mixing up lust and love and just playing around. I'm really not one to play around. Like, I am the girl that you meet in the second link, give me your phone. Give me your phone. And if you can't give me your phone, well, we just friends. We not fucking, and we not doing that. Because if I can't see your phone, if I can't trust you the way I trust myself, why are we together? I'm that girl. I'm the girl that's second link. I will sit you down and I will tell you, yeah, so you really can't fuck other people, especially if we're being sexually intimate. And that is the power that I have over my body and the boundaries that I am allowed to enact onto you if you feel we're gonna do something here. And I feel all women should have that same standard. And that's why it's so quick for me to cut these men off when they either fall short on those boundaries, or I decide that, well, you're just not making the cut, so you kind of gotta go. And then that also kind of brings me back. I'm not sure if I've ever said on my YouTube my mother's subscription service analogy. So basically, I might have said it on a few podcasts back, but anything that you sit in and allow within a relationship, whether that be platonic, family, friends, lovers, whatever you sit in and sign up for constantly, is what you're going to get back, is what they're going to deem is okay to give to you. And I say that to say, you give yourself to a Netflix subscription, you give your money to a Hulu subscription, you sign up for these things monthly in order to get back what you want from all of those subscriptions. So you are giving your money and letting them know that what they're giving you is perfectly okay. Why? Because you're giving your money. It's an even exchange. So my mother used it as a subscription service because you, as the carrier, are always allowed to take yourself away from the equation. At any point, if what you feel you are getting or not getting from that relationship, or is not feeding you, you are allowed to leave. And I think that's where a lot of women and men sometimes have it fucked up on thinking that we have to sit and endure things that just don't feel right for us. God made this world so beautiful and so perfect. You really think He's gonna sit here and make you struggle for 4 years with a nigga that's just not getting it right? No, He's not. Like, that's not how He works. That's not how He works. I say that to say that in my life personally, I've done a lot of things for my own personal benefit, for my own sexual benefit. But one thing I can say is that I've never accepted anything short of what I thought I deserved at the time. Even my younger self, I've had to forgive myself, 17-year-old self, my 18-year-old self, my 20-year-old self. But I think once I turned 22, 23, or at least when I went on that celibacy journey, I really realized that if I am accepting anything short of princess treatment, I am disrespecting myself. So since then, when I tell my friends about all of my new dating experiences, it's not necessarily that they're shocked. It's really in the way that these men presented themselves and then switched themselves once they realized that I either wasn't good for them or they weren't good for me. And that's understandable. If you feel the program is too hard or too strict for you to follow, rightfully so, you should leave. I'm going to appreciate you more if you leave, actually. Yeah, my mother was the number one person to always teach me to leave and never stay. We don't stay for chaos. I stay for love, unity, and tranquility. I don't stay for chaos, fights, and fuck shit. I will never. And although I learned this year that incompatibility is a thing and people may see things in me that they just deem as unacceptable or things they won't accept in a relationship, that will never deter me from thinking I deserve less than queen treatment, less than princess treatment. Okay, I'm crazy. This is what you signed up for. Okay, I'm loud. You knew that when you started talking to me. Okay, I asked too many questions. You knew that I was going to clock all your tea the minute you started talking to me. So these are all things that I present to the world, and I present to everybody that gets to know me. So I give everybody the conscious choice to stay or leave about 20 minutes into getting to know me. And that's just always how I've been. That's always how I've worked. And I love those in my life that do stay, because they have such a profound respect for me that I'm only ever allowed to give back to them, because that's all I accept. All I accept is respect. So all I give out is respect. You know what I'm saying? Definitely learned that this year too, but it only keeps you on your throne when you act like a queen. So stay in your queen energy and don't let these bums and peasants ever deter you away from that. Please, especially if you have your own apartment, car, crib, money, diploma, keep rocking your shit. Keep being a bitch. Keep being loud. Don't listen to these things. And let's not forget the part of this whole dating in 25 and weird relationship dynamics. Relationships bring growth. Connection brings community. I think especially both platonic and romantic relationships help you grow in such a way that you can't get through family, you can't get through children, you can't get through your grandparents. It's a certain level of knowing someone on the same age range and level as you and being able to either fight those battles of the world with them, and not against them. That is a very strong power to have. And I think for both platonic and romantic relationships, if you find anybody, friends, lovers, that can meet you on that alignment without envy, jealousy, just love and pure respect, then you've really met a dime piece. And I always tell people to hold on to those kinds of people. So I definitely feel women shouldn't close themselves off from relationships. I definitely feel that there needs to be a conversation on discernment. There needs to be a conversation on self-respect. There needs to be a conversation on matched intention, because I feel a lot of men on these dating apps in the world, the way they present themselves to women, they're on this whole, yeah, I'm not ready for a relationship, but I just want to love you, but I just want to cuddle. It is up to us women to enact that boundary and just say no. The right man for us will respect every boundary we have. The right man for us will come with the right intention. The right man for us will do what he needs to do, will wait as long as he needs, and will act right in order to sit next to a queen. And I think on both sides, that's what we have to remember. And for all my men out there, please respect yourselves a little fucking more. The HIV and herpes rate is way too fucking high out here for y'all to be lying about how many bodies you have, about how many bitches you're sleeping with at the same time. It is dirty and it is disgusting. And you guys really, 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 really need to stop, for the safety of yourselves and for the safety of the woman that you choose to sleep with. And if you can't be forefront on the last time you fucked, who you're currently fucking with, the last time you got tested, you should not be fucking or dating if you cannot be honest on those 3 questions right there. Moving on. So don't close yourself off to relationships, my women and my men, but definitely switch your intention. Switch your intention over to, how can this person help me build? How can I communicate with this person effectively? Is our compatibility matched sexually, mentally, physically? Do we actually meet each other on the same wavelength? These are all questions that you honestly have to ask yourself when coming into communication with people in general, just in life. Definitely hold that discernment over your head and their head to know that the person you choose to spend time around, be with, share your body with is a reflection of you. So however high you hold yourself, mirror that onto the people you choose to surround yourself with. And for all my women, if it don't work, I hate this whole sob story, be sad, sub men on Instagram. You better get up and try again. Especially for my beautiful, attractive young woman out there, get up and try again. There is, what is that saying? Miss one, next 15 bus coming. There are literally men everywhere. And you want to know where the men are? They are everywhere where you are enacting self-love. They're at the gym. They're at the grocery store. They're at the mall when you're just shopping with your friends looking for a new perfume. There are men everywhere. We just need to stop shying ourselves away from saying all men ain't shit. All these men are looking for the same things. Stop the whole men ain't shit narrative. I know a lot of men personally who have their head on straight, who have their own apartment, who have their own money. I know a lot of men who personally aren't even looking to date right now, who are focusing on themselves and their wellness. So I know men have the capability of not being shit. We just can't encompass all of them in not being shit, because that doesn't leave room for the ones that are shit to maneuver and get close to you. So stop holding the energy of men ain't shit to all my females who want to find love or find a partner. Let's start holding the energy of the men are where I want them to be. The men are in the places where I'm feeding into myself. The men are loving on themselves the way I'm loving on me. That's the energy you want to bring in. Okay, ladies? That's the energy, okay? If there's one thing I learned this year, there's men everywhere. You don't need no dating app. You just need to put on your good boots and get back outside. Let's reference marriage. I don't like the whole, well, you should get out there, you should be more communicative. I'm never really one to approach men. No. Am I one to flirt? Yes. Am I one to make a nice, cute eye contact? Yes. I really do think you attract the right type of man, especially when it comes to just who gets down on one knee? Who asked to marry who? I think the men, since they also think with their eyes, are the ones that have to go out and search for what pleases them. And I think that's what's helped the narrative so long, which is why I don't like the harassment thing. It's such a thin line. It is such a thin line. But as to all my men out there, if you come up to a woman on respect, if you come up to a woman on, you just look beautiful today, and I just wanted to let you know, if you come up to a woman on, hi, can I have your Instagram? I would love to communicate with you. You're just gorgeous. If you come to a woman with respect, you're gonna get met with respect. It's those men that be like, yo, ma, oh, you sexy ass. Oh, you should smile. If you old men on the street tell me to smile one more fucking time, I'm gonna throw my fucking 2-pound phone right at your nose. But if you come with respect, it's different, okay? Especially for my young men in those social settings, like the club, like the bookstore, like Barnes and Nobles, like the coffee shop. You're allowed to go up to a beautiful woman and tell her she looks beautiful and not expect anything in return. Come on, get your libido up, get your moxie up, have some gut. Also, who chooses the queen? Do the women and princesses perform for the king? Maybe, but that goes back to the whole men seeing with their eyes and women seeing with their heart. Men kind of have to be attracted to you. We need to be emotionally moved by men. Men have to be attracted via the eye. Women have to be moved emotionally. Stick with me here. I'm going to say it one more time. Men have to be attracted to you physically. Women have to be attracted to your heart emotionally. Let's move on. It's all about science. It all comes back to science at the end of the day. I also think there's a point in being in your femininity that we just do not chase. That is not our job to do so. Our job is to sit and look cute and pretty and upkeep ourselves to the point where men could flock to us. The lioness does not chase. She flicks her tail up, bats her eyes, and she waits. I've been thinking for a while now how I want to have Nyasha when she comes back home for the winter. We are definitely going to do a podcast on just getting in touch with your divine feminine and in touch with your sexual femininity altogether. I feel like I need my girl Nyasha here for that. But just in general, fill yourselves and trust. The men will come. They're everywhere. They're begging to come, actually. And for us women, when it comes to deciding on whether to stay or who to create a foundation with, who to spend your life with, really have to think back to, who do you want to lead you? When I am dating a man or when I am talking to a man, I must look at all that he is. And when I look at him, I really have to ask myself, do I see this man leading my future home? If there were to be a burglar and it was me, him, and 2 little kids, our sons, our daughters, would he be able to protect this household? Because that's how serious it is, to be honest, for my women. Men, okay, decide what you decide. But for us women, when you are talking to a man, when you are entertaining to a man, when you are dating a man, think to yourself, is this a man that I want to lead me? All that I am, all that I come with. If you have businesses, if you have your own car note, if you have your own apartment, and God forbid you went limp on all your 4 body limbs, do you trust the man that you're talking, dating, or entertaining to withhold your apartment, your car, your lifestyle, your business? If the answer is no, run. run for the fucking hills, okay? For me this year, I've noticed that I do see a lot of potential in men. That's because I just love men altogether. I love men. I need to stop saying men ain't shit when I love them so much. Like, Jesus, there's something about that male anatomy. Moving on, I love men. So when I meet them, interact with them, talk to them, network, I'm always seeing the utmost potential in the men that I encounter, because I think that's what we should do. A king should be upheld by a queen, but we have to see him as a king first. I just jumbled my words, but you picked up what I put down. Are you picking up what I'm putting down in this whole video altogether? I hope so. So long story short, who do you want to make executive decisions over your life? And do you see the man in your life doing that for you? Very important question. I think I will always lead on how a man loves me in comparison to how I love myself. And I am a narcissist. I'm cocky. I have a lot of things. My upkeep is expensive. My toiletries are expensive. I have to buy the size 5 pads on my menstrual. Like, I am very expensive. So like, if a man can't love and pour into me the way I pour into myself on a weekly, monthly, daily basis, he is not the one for me. And I think that is something we should keep at the forefront of our head whenever we are ready to start dating again, for all my strong-willed, independent women out there. I love that I wrote in my notes, I said, there's no shortage in men. There may be a shortage in understanding or a shortage in their tax bracket, but there is men everywhere. I ate with that line. When I tell you my number one motivation in the gym is every man that has a beard. Like, I don't know. If you have a beard and you're doing chest day, I'm gonna go hard as fuck in the gym. And I don't tell these people this. This is just self-motivation. That was just from me to you. And for all my women that are looking to get back into the dating field again, do it slowly and at your own pace. And then I also want you to look into just reading books or just things that can help you, whether that be fixing your algorithm on Instagram, finding things to get in touch with your sexuality. For me, Shan Boudram's book, The 7 Games of Desire, has been my book, and I finally finished it February of this year. I am so proud of myself. But when I've even told my mom about the book, to the point where she sent me another book called Men Don't Love Women Like You. And I haven't started reading it. I promise, Mom, I'm going to start reading it. I was talking about Shannon Boudram's book because it is so good, and it almost breaks it down to a science. She took 5 girls and basically did experiments within the dating field. And I think this took place around 2019, 2020. And it's just such an in-depth book on the way men work, the way women work, different tactics that can work in today's dating realm. And sometimes she even uses dating apps in the book as well. So I just think there's so many different ways. And although I don't use dating apps, I think that is another way to just get out and get comfortable with becoming social again, with maybe not seeing an end game in all of your potentials, with just communicating with men overall. Put yourself back out there and get back out there all together, because like I said, there's men everywhere. You just gotta look for it. Yeah, so it's really all about helping the nerves and choosing intentionally, choosing wisely, choosing someone who matches you, choosing someone who is aligned with what you want, what you're doing, what you're expecting. And it's gonna be all fun, I promise. Dating is one of the funnest things you can do in your early or late 20s, okay? Where I'm at now, I am just building my empire. I'm making an insane amount of income. I am inviting those who see the vision. I am pouring into my girls. I'm pouring into my community around me, the things that matter. I think when you freshly come out of just experiences or potentials or dealing with men, you really need to have that community that's been there from jump and through all the seasons with you. I've had friends for 10 years, 12 years, 5 years, 2 years, and all of those friendships have held me through so many different phases in my life, through so many different versions of myself. Like, I've grown to the woman I am now, and I'm solely to thank from all the female in my life. And if you are a female watching this and you've gotten this far and you are my friend, I love you so much, because I don't think you understand. And I think girls altogether don't understand how much the female community or how much your close girlfriends hold you up in times where men really try to take you the fuck down. And that is so real, because my girls are my everything. So that's really where I'm at now, just really focusing on self, and just doing for me. I wouldn't say I'm going celibate again, but I've been celibate for the remainder of the year. And I think into 2025, I will be celibate. And potentially, if I do break this celibacy, it will definitely be somebody that I put on this podcast, because I want to at least call him out if he gonna be out here fucking the queen. Just saying. I am focused on so many bigger things for the year of 2026 that involve solely just me, yeah, I would love a partner by my side, but I think unless he's on the same wavelength or doing what I'm doing currently, I could do without for about a month or two. And I hope that this video helped even just the slightest on what to do on dating in 2025, because I know it's a shit show as is, but if I could have given any advice today, or if you picked up anything from this video that could be beneficial in your dating life, please give this video a thumbs up. I still have things to learn. I am not done yet. I may have a whole different view on love, relationships, and dating in 2027. I don't know, we'll see, and meet me there when I do so. But I really do thank you guys so much for watching and going through this journey of life with me. I don't think I would have started this podcast if it wasn't for one of my old flings. So thanks to him too. You know who you are. I haven't left you guys with a question in a very long time, and it wouldn't be Before the Shift if I didn't have a question for you guys to answer below. Today's question for Before the Shift, episode 10, dating in 2025, advice, test, and testimonies. What are some dating non-negotiables? What is something that your partner has to do, be, or have in order for you to see yourself dating them long term? Leave your answer down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.